I hope these things are working.
Yeah, I think so.
I mean,
I think they are
I
working.
tested the settings,
You
but
had it on the wrong thing. I believe that's why it wasn't working that time. It was like on 10 or something like that.
I believe that was whatever the default is.
Yeah. I'm
I'm just saying I didn't. If it wasn't working one time, I probably didn't change it.
oh yeah, it's working now though. See,
Yeah, I changed it.
all right.
What?
Let's just good morning.
You starting with me early.
I am not,
Ooh, you is starting with
I
me
am not starting with you,
early.
man.
Good morning.
I am not starting with you at all, man. But
Oh, tech support don't want to tech.
I was trying to, but you asked me to take the trash out, so I do as I'm told. But then,
Oh, now you do as
but
you're
then you
told.
don't listen, and then when I say that you didn't listen, you bring up, but I didn't say that, and I'm
That's
like,
not what you
but I did say
said.
that. Okay,
It's not.
I'm not gonna get into it with you.
Oh my
And look,
goodness.
I'm not gonna get into it with you in front of these people.
That's not what happened at all.
That's definitely what happened because I knew what was going on with the camera. I was like, it's not plugged in, but it's on. Okay, the button is on, but ain't no power.
Your offspring is calling you.
All right.
She probably doesn't want
I
anything.
know she don't want anything.
Hope you guys have had a really good week. Productive if you wanted it to be. Not productive if you didn't. Good morning, Linda. We got three-fourths of the gang awake. I have no idea what Lily's doing, but she just yelled downstairs for both of us. So,
She says she needs you.
what do you need me for? What you need? Why you giving me that face? Yes, ma'am. Okay, you just no.
She looked at you as to say, "Man, you stink."
But how you like you way over there talking about some
Right.
like I did something to her.
Oh man. Yeah, that's funny. What was you saying? I didn't hear
I was
anything.
telling everybody good morning. Hope they had a great week.
Oh.
Productive if they wanted it to be. But if you was on vacation, it didn't need to be productive.
Yeah. So,
And you got to take the notes because Lily's sitting on my phone.
um, Saturday morning coffee break. It's
I got it.
routine now.
Yep.
It's crazy that they wake up like I was up at like 6. I seen her moving around.
She has moved every hour since 2.
Yeah. So I was like, man, she gonna be up before we start. Like this used to work, but then where we could sit down and just nothing. But now it's like,
You be like, all right, about 9:15, start winding this thing down because she gonna get up.
cause she gonna get up. Yeah. Nah.
She be like
I'm trying to see what y'all doing.
6:45. What's going on,
I'm gonna make sure I ain't gonna miss this.
guys?
I'm here for the coffee break too. Where's my coffee?
She looked at my coffee mug like
She looking at mine
you
now.
didn't make me any coffee. I should make her some coffee in her tea set,
Yeah.
like not actual
Not
coffee,
coffee.
obviously.
It was some hot chocolate.
Yeah,
She wouldn't drink it. Like she's the weirdest kid.
she drinks hot chocolate.
Does she?
She also wears more of it than she drinks,
Man.
but she drinks hot chocolate.
um,
That's so dramatic.
it is. What you want to? Good morning,
Whatever you got on your notes and
man.
whatever order you have them in.
All right, so I'm gonna start with Mikey Williams, 5-star basketball recruit, was arrested this past week on facing gun charges.
Mm-hmm.
He was set to attend Memphis. Is it University of Memphis? at somewhere or just University of Memphis?
University of Memphis.
Oh, okay. So he was said
He was
to
gonna be a tiger
he was gonna be a tiger,
with
but
old Anthony.
yeah,
What's
no,
a tiger? Oh, Memphis Tigers.
yeah,
You're a ball. Even if
right.
you don't go to
She's
Tennessee, you're a
definitely a
ball.
Vol. There were multiple counts of assault with a deadly weapon against him. According to police documents, he is likely to face one charge, um, accused of violating California Penal Code, Chapter 9, Section 245, which involves any person who commits an assault upon the person of another with a firearm. So, did he hit a person with a
Yes.
firearm? The charge carries a maximum sentence of up to 4 years in prison. So that's his college career.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it's sad to hear, and you heard the name like he's a very popular. If you pay attention to any college sports or anything like that, he's a very popular kid coming out of high school. And you just hate to hear about things like that, man.
Yeah, it's like you hope that it's wrong place, wrong time, and not actually what happened.
Yeah,
But 9 times out of 10,
Lily.
9 times out of 10, it is what happened.
Yeah,
Or something close to it.
right. And you hate that, man. Just the potential of this guy being very successful in basketball was so great. And I'm not saying like, oh, it's completely over for him because we don't know what the outcome is going to be. But we do understand that he in some trouble.
Yep.
Like this probably gonna hurt his stock seriously.
It definitely will, because even if he didn't do it, people are gonna look at it like he might have did it.
He's gonna be the person. He's gonna be looked upon as a person that might not be good company.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
um, his circle is gonna be a specific way because of what's portrayed of him. And it's like when we get in trouble, and when I say we black
We the
people,
blacks.
yeah, when we get in trouble, it's highlighted on all the negative things that we did. This guy's a great basketball player. I don't know what type of student he is. Awesome basketball player though. You
Hmm.
know? Um, but it's gonna be like the stories about him are gonna be negative.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I have a boo boo on my hand.
it's just trying to
It's
figure out,
healing.
just trying to figure out like how this gonna go for him, and what's his thought process
No,
and
that's not a boo
everything.
boo. That's just my hand. Yeah, that's a boo boo. What was that? 2 weeks ago, sliced my hand open.
I was like, man, how you do this, man?
It happened.
I was like, you couldn't have been paying attention.
I was.
I was like, do I have to stop and take you to the hospital?
It's interesting that all you thought about was yourself.
What?
Do I have to stop and take you to the hospital?
That's me thinking about you. Like,
There was another adult here
I
who could have
would
got
I
me to
would
the
I would have
hospital.
took you to the hospital. Like,
Anywho, my hand is fine.
it's
I didn't
healing.
have to have stitches like everybody kept saying. My
I,
mama was like, "Your finger gonna fall
I
off."
was like, man, wrap that thing up, man. Pour some peroxide or alcohol on it.
What? Okay, go watch it.
Lily's a trip. Oh, you want to change it? Okay, that's what you mean. She
um,
changed TV like how many times I look in the fridge.
now I don't know why you look in the fridge like that because it doesn't
It
change.
was worse when I was a kid.
Oh, that would have irritated me.
I
Um,
used I don't know why I looked in the fridge so much, man.
I'm trying to find what else you put about. Oh, Hulu and the Freaknik doc. You can talk about that.
Yeah.
Running joke now is texting your mama and your aunties to see if they're gonna be in the Freaknik documentary, perhaps. Um, I don't ever remember my mama saying she went. I do know my god brother's mom went a couple of years. She got the shirts to prove it.
Look, I'm just finding out my cousins went to the Freaknik.
Man, that could have been a good hustle though.
What, t-shirts?
The I was here, Freaknik
Yeah.
96.
You seen the dude with the hat? Or
No.
he had a bumper sticker on his hat.
Uh-uh.
I freaked at I freaked at the Atlanta Freaknik in like '94 or something like that.
No. I am interested to I don't want to say see the documentary
Yeah,
because like I'm not gonna be like you and need to watch it the day it comes out. That's just not my story.
yeah,
But I am interested to like hear the conversations that come out surrounding it, as well as the conversations that can come out from the actual documentary.
yeah.
Um I know that it's going to highlight all of the fun that was had, but there's a reason that Freaknik ended as well.
No, I think their focus is where the downfall was. Like, I'm extremely intrigued by Freaknik because I remember growing up hearing about it, but never, like, obviously I wasn't old enough to go,
Mhm.
but it was like, nah, that's unbelievable, type of deal.
Right.
Nah, they just not out here just kicking. And you come up with your imagination as a child of what it's like and what it feels like and stuff like that. So, um, fast forward into maybe like 3 or 4 years, I was at, yeah, about 3 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. Um, I listened to a podcast who basically went around talking to people about the Freaknik,
Mhm.
and that opened the door for my curiousness of how was it.
Mhm.
And to find this out, yes, I'm going to be day one, hour one, watching the documentary.
It dropped last night. That's gonna be you.
Right, right. So it's like I'm intrigued about it. I understand why, and that couldn't last. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
it would, like, it
It's crazy to me that it started out as literally just like,
a small picnic.
right, we can't go nowhere for spring break.
Yeah,
We gonna spring break here
yeah. And then in
because it
turn,
was AUC students,
yeah,
and then I don't know how it got to everybody else.
word of mouth. That
I
tell
mean,
you word of mouth is such a great marketing tool.
it is. It because nowadays we focus on the how many followers you got on social
Yeah.
media.
How many
Like,
people follow you and stuff like that. But I mean, like,
but even still, like when we take out the I found it on social media part of it, I still focus on the reviews for stuff.
yeah.
And
Good morning, Doug.
I don't know what the reviews was like for Freaknik, but eesh.
I would like it's just,
They said some things to get all these people down there because they was shutting Atlanta down.
man. And it's like it's funny because of course I watched another documentary. Like, I've seen so much footage on it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, good morning, Deshawna. I was like, I wonder how it was like going back to work, like after coming back from the Freaknik. Like the people that were going, college students
Mm-hmm.
and maybe 20s,
Mm-hmm.
early 30s were going, and like they gotta go back to
These
work.
30-year-olds shouldn't have been there.
Maybe 30-year-olds wasn't there, but
They
definitely,
should. They shouldn't have
yeah.
been there.
So you think we've aged out of the Freaknik at this point?
Absolutely.
Oh,
If
okay.
somebody was trying to do something similar to Freaknik, I would be
I think it
like,
wouldn't. It wouldn't last. They wouldn't be able to
I
do
would be like, stay your old self at home.
that. I don't think you can emulate that.
No, I
Like
don't.
that was a once in a lifetime thing, and
I
if you
absolutely
wasn't,
don't think that you can. Remember, they tried to a few years ago here start throwing Freaknik parties.
no,
There
I
was
didn't
a
know that.
there was a
I know they
promoter.
had the festival.
No, there was a promoter here trying to do parties
Yeah,
and calling them a Freaknik, and Atlanta was like, no, we have shut this down in the 90s.
Yeah,
Y'all can't do anything under this name. Try again.
man, they brought so much money into the city though. That's what they were like. The documentary I was watching, it was something on YouTube that was talking about it. They was like they set aside so much money, like 100,000 or something like that. It's probably more than that for cleanup and policing. Um, it was terrible. The police, like, it's a picture of a policeman standing next to a girl bent over, not sure if she had panties on or not.
Nothing about that sounds surprising.
This that statement there made me think about the panties I saw in the parking lot yesterday.
We went to Home Depot last night, our second home.
Mm,
And Tommy got out the car and he was like, somebody left something right here. I didn't know what he was talking about at all until
looked over.
I had to walk around that side of the car.
Yeah, it
And
was
when
too
I
funny.
walked out, I was like, oh, okay then. Some things are best left alone. Freaknik is one of those things. I would have to agree.
Man, but the conversations behind like,
'Cause we were less than 10
yeah,
when it happened. Like when
yeah,
it ended.
yeah. No, it ended it like in '98. And
98, so we were 11.
this is the crazy part of how it ended. Like it had gotten like the sexual assault, like, is what truly ended it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so it had gotten so bad that majority of the people there, and this is what tells you, like, this is what makes men look bad. Majority of the people there were men, like more than half, and it makes sense that, well, we can't get women to come, so we're not doing this with a bunch of dudes. It turns it into a completely different event at that point. So it ended, man, and rightfully so. It should have
It probably should have ended 2 to 3
three
years
years. Yeah.
before it actually ended.
The crazy part is they said, which I feel like the same thing happened in social media, but it had to, right.
Mm-hmm.
They were saying it was the people that wasn't college students that were like doing all the crazy stuff. And
Mm-hmm.
I was like, that makes sense. A lot of people ain't like heard about this big festival and
It
no
wasn't a
rules.
festival.
That's what I mean. Like, that's what it was considered. Like in the later parts of it, there's no rules to it and stuff like this, and we can do what we want to.
When I look at all the pictures and stuff, it's like they were shutting down 75, 85
Mm,
downtown. Like, where was this? It was concentrated in a park. How did it erupt into the rest of the city?
they couldn't go nowhere. So wherever they were parked, like, because people were stopped on the freeway, park their cars, get out, and that's what cruising is. Like, I know if you
Sit
when
down.
we go downtown, you see no cruising and signs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's what cruising is, or
Thank
considered. It's like you
you.
parking
Okay,
your
boo.
car, getting out, and just sitting on your parking lot pimping, but just not in the parking lot.
Can you move your hand out of my face?
Yeah,
What? Yes, your hands on my chest. Um, People used to cruise downtown. Can you move your hand off the mic? Thank you. People used to cruise downtown Memphis, like going to Beale Street,
yeah,
and they enacted a no cruising ordinance,
yeah.
but that didn't stop anything.
It's just, like, that's what happened, man. Like, I can't go nowhere, and I'm trying to get to this party, so I can't get to it. So I'm gonna just party right here. And they were like, the businesses and the people that wasn't trying to be a part of it were upset because they couldn't move around. Like, ambulance couldn't get to people and stuff like that. So the ambulance.
Did you hear that there's a group of now successful black women suing Hulu to block the
I was just
release?
about to bring that up.
I did not hear
Yeah,
about
it's like three women. They're like executive. One is a judge.
that. Was she there?
Yeah,
I
obviously.
mean, like, not was she there? What was she doing there?
Right.
That
That's
she
the question.
afraid of coming
That's
out?
the question, man. And I think that's the to me, it's like the interesting part. It's like, are you able to like what? Why should there be a consequence for you
Okay,
being a part
this
of
is
a party that you did 20 years ago, 30 years ago, however
mhm.
long? I think it was 30, right?
Well,
At this
that's the
point.
thing that's being preached to us, like our age
Yeah.
demographic, is y'all always putting all this stuff out on social media, and they thought they were safe
Yeah.
because it was pre-social media. Go ahead, Dad, to kiss it. They thought that they were
Where your hands
pre-social
been?
media, and
Mwah.
now it's like
All
these
right, go
old
watch a
school
movie.
VHS
Go
tapes
watch a
are
movie.
coming out, and
And they think they can't. We don't recognize who they are or what they
there
was
was
doing.
one lady I did see who is like an influencer now,
Oh yeah.
and she's
All right.
of course in her 40s,
Let me see.
and
I don't
they
want
posted a picture of her at the Freaknik and then a picture of her today. And I mean, she looks amazing
yeah.
today. Not to say that she looked bad then, because
Yeah.
she had body then too, but it was just like she wasn't even doing anything. She was just posed for a picture, and people found her and was like, "Is this you?"
Where's your tablet? Go get your tablet.
But
Bring it to me.
it was really, it's been
Good morning, Sharon.
interesting to see now, like people texting their moms and saying, "Hey,
Sit
is
here.
this documentary is coming out? Am I gonna see you?" And it's like, where is this footage that y'all have been? I don't want to say hiding, because I don't think it's being hidden, but where's this footage at? And what were you doing that people would be like, "Nah, this can't come out"?
Right. That's the question. It's like what was going on, and the thing that I would think, because we haven't heard anything from the men, right? Like a lot
Mhm.
of men ain't said, "Oh, it's been just women on my end." That's
Well,
all I've
people
seen.
always think that their daddy or uncle was
But you think about it, man. Like,
being a dirty old man.
and they were,
I know.
they were. So it's like it's weird because it's like you don't hear
I see
that,
you.
and then you want to protect the women here, Lily. You want to protect the women and stuff like that, but it's like I don't think they should be punished for, or even talked about or embarrassed about the things that they did at the Freaknik,
What they
because
did before the 99 and the
right,
2000.
because I mean, like, just think about it. If we was there at that time, we would do the same thing.
It depends on what you viewing as the same thing.
Yeah, some of us.
The most that I did in college was dance on couches. That's pretty much it.
I did more than that.
Nothing that would get you arrested.
Nah, nothing that'll get me arrested, but I enjoyed
I
myself
mean, I'm
though.
not even gonna say arrested, but like nothing that would get you where it would change someone's perception of you.
Yeah, yeah. Nah, I was doing my thing.
Yeah. The men was horrible. Lots of essay going, yep. That's pretty much what it's gonna boil down to. And
I wonder, are they gonna like? I'm, they probably can't at this point. Like, but see this documentary and like try to arrest people.
there's gonna be some unsolved crimes. I'm sure there's some women that have reported some things
Yeah,
during that time period that have gone unsolved. And it's going to be, here's a picture of you during this time. That's the dude.
yeah.
That's gonna happen.
Let me see it, man. They're supposed to cut it off.
Like
Um,
that's gonna happen.
the
Give me
thing,
that. 'Cause you can't talk to me.
the thing, the thing that I look at or think about is when it comes out, the kids that's watching it, how that conversation go when they realize that's their mama or their aunt. Shoot, in this case, their grandmama.
Saw grandmama do it with a baby in her arm. Let's see. I think it's the usual
Yeah,
double standard. The women will suffer the consequences decades later, and the men will be given a pass. I'm sure the statute of limitations has been exceeded. I don't know if there is one for sexual assault.
I don't know, but we are not going to deny that sexual assault definitely happened
Mm-hmm.
and that was the reason why it ended.
That's the reason why women stopped coming.
Yeah, and ultimately the demise of the Freaknik. But I will say, if I was of age, I would have been there because
I
those I look at it as those are events that you like once in a lifetime events that you can't miss.
mm-hmm.
Right? It's like Barack Obama becoming the first black president of the
Mm-hmm.
United States. We all know where we were at.
Mm-hmm. I was there,
You know,
literally.
um, COVID hit. We all can recall what happened.
Oh, and I remember you getting so mad at me
For what?
when we had to go grocery shopping the day that they told everybody that
Yeah,
there was a stay at home order.
yeah.
Like I just knew that we was gonna run out of food and have to. It was a Thursday.
Man, you made me
Go over
almost
there.
spit this coffee up.
It
Go.
was a Thursday. We had just gotten our income tax refund check, and I was about to go to Kroger and ball out. And we went to the grocery store. We actually saw Brett at the grocery store
We
that
did.
day.
We did.
Her and Judy, I didn't know that they were together at that point.
And she wasn't pregnant.
Obviously, that was 3 years ago. But Tommy got mad at me. He was like, "You would pick today to want to go to the grocery store." I'm like, "If we don't go today, we do not have food tomorrow."
Yeah. That's yeah.
I still never got an apology for that.
I'm sorry. Live. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I apologize for me acting the way that I acted 3 years ago when we found out about COVID.
Thank you.
I was just scared.
You wasn't scared that day
I was
because
scared.
we didn't know why everything was shutting down or understand the gravity
Yeah.
around it. Let's say I'm so mad I never went, but I've never liked large crowds. Yeah, the biggest crowd that I do is this one music festival we go to. Well, we used to
Yeah.
go to every year. We haven't been since 2018.
Nah. 2019.
We didn't go in 2019. I was
That's what I'm saying. Oh,
We
yeah,
haven't been
never
since
mind. Never mind.
2018.
It's early.
Um and that's because 2019 we didn't go because I had just had Lily and I wasn't about to try to figure out
Yeah.
breastfeeding
That womb was
around.
still open.
I also wasn't going to try to figure out breastfeeding surrounding a festival schedule.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was just a lot.
Man, but like it's just crazy that like so many people heard about this. And it's like, yep, gotta go.
Mm-hmm.
But it can't be duplicated. Doesn't need to, I don't think.
Actually, we were talking to one of my best friends about Freaknik, and me and her were talking about how like our generation's Freaknik or the thing that we felt like we needed to do was like MTV Spring Break. Like when we were kids,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what we thought we were going to be able to do once we hit
Yeah.
college,
Yeah.
and then that was over with by the time
Whoa.
we
Yeah.
hit college. Because they used to do, I think it was Spring Bling
Yeah. Spring Bling
on
was BT
BET, and
and
then
Spring Break.
it was Spring
It
something
was Spring something on
on
MTV.
MTV, and like they
Both of
used to
those
do like
channels work for the same person now.
now. Back then
What
they
is it,
didn't.
Viacom?
Uh huh.
Yeah.
Um, which was really interesting to like know that we wanted to go to these things at like 12 and 13 years
Yeah.
old. Fast forward 5 years, they don't exist
Yeah.
anymore.
It is it's not sustainable. I'm pretty sure sexual assault happened there too.
Oh,
We
I'm
just didn't
absolutely sure it did.
hear about it. Drunk college students.
Hmm. But I know that wherever the destination
Hmm.
was already going to make money because it was spring break.
Yeah.
But then you add on people who are getting refund checks, putting their money up,
Yeah.
and they made some money
I'm
during
finna
that time.
ball out.
I look at even now, because Lily gets to go on to have not go on, have her first like spring break as a student next year because she'll be
Yeah.
in preschool and they'll have a week out of school. I was looking at places and there are so many resorts that are like we don't take um
Hmm.
students.
Spring Bling led to girls gone wild.
Yeah, that makes sense.
That that does make sense.
Tell your mother good morning.
What was your thought?
I was like, why she type my name?
That's that's the same thing. Hey, mama. Hey, mama.
Good morning, mother.
That's the same thing I thought. I was like, why did she type her thing? But anyway, I get it. Hey,
um, what was I saying?
I don't know.
I forgot.
Girls going wild
And I
threw
wasn't
me
talking
off.
about the girls gone wild part. That does make sense though. But oh, looking at resorts, I was looking at perhaps going to Mexico.
Yeah.
And when I was looking at the stuff for Mexico, it was like they only it was one resort that I looked at that had like 700 plus rooms,
Mm-hmm.
and they would only allow 100 of them to be occupied by people under 25
Mm.
without someone over 25
Yeah.
in the room with them. So, and it was a family friendly resort, so they were trying to push more of the family approach than the narrative of spring breakers.
Yeah.
I know we're probably not gonna go to Mexico. We're probably gonna stay on the American coast that we live on.
Yeah.
It was just a thought. I've looked at a couple of different countries, and will you go get him?
I'm gonna start charging you, man.
Do you
Yeah.
want me to go get him?
Nah, you got it. I got it.
I was looking at different places. Like I've looked at, I don't really want to go to Florida because I feel like that's everybody's thing is to just leave Georgia and go to Florida for a spring break. So I've been trying to plan something out. I know I have a year to do it, but I also know that places get booked up fast once people get their child's school schedule. So was trying to be proactive in that planning. Man, the late 90s and early 2000s was a crazy time. It was. It definitely was. And like I wasn't even an adult until 2005, but like becoming an adult in 2005 and all the things that preceded that we thought we were going to get to do because we thought they would still exist, don't it's like crazy to look at it from that standpoint. You don't think so? He said,
Yeah. What was he saying?
uh the late 90s and early 2000s was a crazy time.
Yeah. That's where they start learning all the stuff for us not to do and to do.
If I lived in Georgia, I would move to Florida. I love being around water. Yeah, I mean, I probably wouldn't move to Florida. Just my friends and family's experiences with all these animals. My
Man,
friend has a bear in her neighborhood. Like
it's a neighborhood
it's
bear.
a neighborhood bear. If they go walking at night, they are liable to see the neighborhood
Be
bear.
like, "What's up, big dog?"
And my cousin, they both live in the Orlando area. And my cousin moved down there probably like within
Yeah,
a month or
it was
so of
close
each
to each
other.
other.
And my cousin is there as well, and in her apartment complex she sent me a video of her sitting in the car and there was an alligator just under somebody's car, and they had to like they called, I guess it's animal protective
Yeah,
services or
something like
something
that.
something like that to come get the alligator. And I was like, oh god, that would I'm okay with my little deer that's in the backyard.
Hmm. I'm not.
I mean, I'm saying if it was a deer or an alligator,
Uh,
give me the deer.
yeah,
If it was a bear or a deer,
help the bear.
give me the deer.
Ain't that what
He
Mexico
said,
said?
if you see me in a fight with a bear, don't help me, help
Help
the
the
bear.
bear. Help the bear.
Um, but yeah,
Cocaine Bear is out on Peacock now. So
yeah. One of these days I will get around to
right.
watching it. I'm sure Tommy will watch it way before me. I will pass
Nope.
on the wildlife.
I'm a wait until I walk in on you watching. I'm gonna sit down and be like, "Hey, start this over."
I wish I had the picture on the computer because Lily and I were going to go like kill like kill an ant hill.
Yeah.
And I came in the house to get some water to pour on it with the solution. And when I looked out the window of the kitchen, I saw 3 deer just grazing in our backyard. I'm thankful that our garden was, well, they didn't come all the way in the yard,
Yeah.
but they were like right at the
Fence.
fence line because
Yeah.
we don't technically have a fence yet.
Nah.
Tommy is building the fence. It's just a work in progress because he needed some more tools. But I was just like, man, I'm happy I wasn't just out there in the backyard.
Yeah. They would run.
I know. They ran when Lily said, it's a deer. You sneeze, bless you.
Our knees.
Um, but yeah, I just couldn't do that. But back to J Dubs. You can live in Georgia. Like Savannah is a very beautiful place.
Yeah.
Metro Atlanta just don't have water like that.
Yeah.
Like you gotta live on the Chattahoochee
Yeah.
or what other
I don't
body
know,
of
man.
water is there? That's the only one I can think of.
The Tennessee River is not here,
Obviously.
obviously. Um, we not talking about the freak Nick no more.
You got something else you want to say?
Nah, I just no.
Oh, okay.
Oh, freak Nick.
What else did you put in here? So
I don't
last
know.
week we talked about the Tennessee Three and
Everybody got back into
Justin
place.
Pearson and Justin, what's other Justin's last name? Jones.
Yeah.
They both got put into the interim positions
So
of themselves. Like
so what does that mean?
essentially
Hey man.
Nashville and Memphis placed them into the interim positions, and so they are serving back in the exact same capacity once
Mhm.
they're sworn in
Yeah.
that they were previously in, and
Yeah.
there has to be a special election to fill their seat.
That they can run
They
for
can
again.
run for their seats again.
It'll be terrible if somebody be like, "Nah, I'm gonna run against them."
Oh, somebody is going to run against them.
That's just foul, man.
Somebody is absolutely going to run against
Yeah,
them.
I know it.
It's always going to be a Republican candidate to run against them in because the seat's open.
Yeah,
But I also don't think that I don't know what part of Nashville he's representing, but I know if he's representing any block of Memphis,
yeah.
the Republican's not going to win.
This is a side note. Just it's my tech nerd side or just my experience with cameras. You know, we got autofocus on,
Mm-hmm.
and with him, I look darker.
Oh.
Like he takes all the focus from the light. You know, it's basically with the camera. It's like based off the light.
Do you need me to hold him so you
Yeah,
can lighten
man.
up?
So I can lighten up. People probably looking like, nah, that dude dog. See, look.
I see.
Oh man, I was
This
like,
is.
goodness, he took all my light, man. Um,
Don't act like you don't like my kisses.
let me see. What was you saying though?
I was talking about the Tennessee Three,
Oh,
and I had finished what I was gonna say.
I'm just curious to know, like what's next? Like what happens now with what they're trying to do and and stuff like that.
They have to go through and get support on uh, a bill
Yeah,
to get it to pass
yeah,
because something has to happen.
yeah. It was another mass shooting. It wasn't in the school, but it happened in Louisville. Like we have an issue with guns for
Mhm.
sure. Um, and that man, he shot up the bank because he was getting fired. I don't think he was already fired.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's crazy.
Mm.
What else we got?
Where are your notes?
Oh, I
Who
thought somebody had my phone.
is somebody?
Lily. I'm
What's this guy's name? Hakimi,
yeah.
the one
I
whose
don't I
wife
don't
filed
really
for
I don't really
divorce.
know how to say his name. He's a football player though. Not American football, but world
Football
football.
everywhere else.
Yeah.
Soccer.
Soccer player.
Um, this guy was getting his money deposited into his mama's bank account, and all the property that he owned was in his name. His wife filed for divorce, asked for half. He has no assets. The thing that everybody is missing is that before his wife filed for divorce, he was accused of raping someone in their home.
Mm,
And all the focus is on she's a gold digger. I'm like, he's potentially a rapist or at best a cheater.
yeah.
Nobody's talking about that part.
Nobody. Not even me.
Right.
Cause all
Because
I
we're so willing to overlook his bad behavior because she thinks that she should have part of his money.
well the thing is, or what I just saw the headline. Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh snap. Genius. Ain't something I would do, but genius.
Mm-hmm.
If she just trying to get you for your money, but then you bring the rest of the story in, it's like he's a bad person, but still genius. Like that's thought process. My thought process, flawed as it may be,
The
thought
issue that I
process.
have with this is that all of these men, and it's actually a conversation that a girl that I've never met her in person, but we're social media friendly.
Yeah,
She posed a question on her page a few days ago, and the question was, "What do men gain from marriage?"
that's a good
And
question.
all these men were saying, "I don't gain anything, but somebody taking half of my money when it doesn't work out." I'm like, "Sir, you don't have a job where you would even be able to give up half of your money. You would be below the poverty line."
Well, I
This is imaginary money that people think women are gold digging for. You work at Burger King. It's and not the corporate office, the
yeah,
restaurant.
yeah.
It's
Like
not a gold digger.
this conversation leaves me speechless because my thought process in the whole thing is, Lord forbid, me and you break up and we get divorced and stuff like that. The only thing I have ever asked you is to be fair. Now make sure I take care of you.
Yeah. But I
But
mean,
it's
you got
like,
more than a Burger King career,
but
obviously.
I'm just
But
saying,
you wouldn't owe hundreds and thousands of dollars in
right.
alimony.
My thing is, if like once we get our millions and stuff like that, it's like, because this is like that's the bigger thing, right?
Hmm.
It's like the people that have a lot to lose, right?
Hmm. They're the
Most of
ones least likely to call a woman a gold digger.
look, the 90% of us, you know,
98.
98% of us,
Uh-huh.
uh, really don't, it is what it is,
Hmm.
in that sense. But for that 2%, once I get there, still claiming that I'm
Go
gonna be a
ahead.
part of that 2%. But it's like the thought process that a woman got with a man because of the potential or the what he has to bring to the lifestyle, right?
Hmm.
That's not far fetched. We have a lot of people in this world that are money hungry,
Hmm.
um, and everything like that, and they always are looking for you always think somebody's looking for a come up,
Hmm.
right? Like especially athletes. Look, what's the girl name? Brittany Renner.
Hmm. But nobody calls these men stupid for falling for it.
Nobody calls men stupid, but it's like what like
She's a gold digger,
why
but
do
he not stupid because he was stupid.
what like what and that's the thing for a man. A man is always considered to be stupid when he thinks one way or
Hmm.
does something. Like we like, yes, if we see a wall, we're gonna run through it. If
You
women see a wall, they'll figure out a way to walk around it, right?
you was gonna argue that he was smart in this
No,
situation.
I'm
I
not gonna
hope not.
argue that, but my rebuttal to it is, it's like, dang, it's almost as if he's, oh, I got you. Like a man always has to watch out for the I got you moment, just
Hmm.
because people are out here trying to get him.
Hmm.
Like a lot of people look at me and as a come up.
Hmm.
I ain't saying that's what you did for me, but I mean,
It wasn't a come up.
We got together, man. You've been smiling
I
ever
was
since.
not looking at you as the come up.
I'm just saying, we got
You've
together.
done well.
We got together, and you know,
Your value has increased since we've been married. You're welcome.
I'm saying
I
yours
did
too.
that.
I'm saying yours too.
I did that. I I hear you, Lily. What does it say? The value and structure of marriage has declined drastically. I can agree with that.
We have to look at it too from a standpoint of they're in a
Yes.
different country too.
Okay.
So their laws are probably going to be different when it comes to that.
Yeah.
And that thought process is going to be different when it comes to it as well.
She tried to give me a hug. He was like,
He
no.
like, nah, man, get off me, get
Both
off
of
me.
y'all can't sit in my lap.
But it's like it's with our American view of it.
Mhm.
She's owed what she put in, right?
It's that little clause, the matter in which she became accustomed to.
Yeah.
Lily, you have to stop kicking.
So
That would be what got him in America. I don't know what gets him in whatever country
yeah,
they were in. I can't remember the country, and
yeah.
I don't have hands to look at my phone. Yeah,
I ain't finna look it up.
yeah, I see.
But just the idea, because like for so many times, men are um the victim when it comes to having to pay something. And I say the victim because
Victim.
I was a victim of child support.
Well, your whole situation was
Yeah,
just
so
ridiculous.
it's like it's an unfair thing,
Mhm.
you know, and stuff like that. So it's like a man is gonna think that way. A man
Yes.
is gonna think that
Mm.
she's out for something. But I mean, like that's not the case a lot of times. But that's still a thought process, you know.
Thank you. Can you
So
take one of them?
nah, they both over there with you.
And she's randomly
Lily,
kissing me.
Lily, 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 Lily. Come on, man.
Go sit
Come
with
on.
dad.
Come on, son.
Okay.
Come on, my boy. Yeah.
What did Deshawna say? I think his strategy is flawed. He's still earning income no matter where the checks were deposited. The property issue will be more complex, but he still earned money that contributed to her lifestyle. Absolutely. That was my thought.
It's only because he's sitting in. Okay, here I'm gonna put him down. How long, son? Let me have that.
What does he have?
I don't know. It's like Velcro.
Oh, it's probably off of this cord.
You say what?
This Velcro is probably off of a cord, like
Yeah,
one of the cords that was
yeah.
wrapped up together.
Lily, go do something else.
You
Here, sit right here. Sit right here.
don't want to sit with him. You would think that they're not home with me all day, every day. And then they see him and they should be like, yay, dad, because he leaves the house to go to work.
Yeah, Lily does that when she sees me.
Yeah, but then on the weekend, she's like, I saw you yesterday.
Mhm.
I don't need it.
All right. What was I saying? But yeah, man, like that's always a tough question, man. Just because you want to do I'm a very fair person,
Mhm.
right? So you always want the fair thing to happen. But in the case of me, I'm gonna look out for me first. Then I'm gonna look out for everybody else.
But that's what you're supposed to do. Put on your mask first.
Right. So it's like I don't know, man. It's just tough. Like what do you get out of being married?
You get support. You get partnership. You get to have a family unit.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why these men didn't value that in that question that she posed. It doesn't make sense to me, but people also argue a lot that men gain nothing in marriage. But I'm like, in today's times, what do women? Because if you was taking care of everything, it's not like we're sitting at home in our parents' house waiting on someone to come get us. Like we have careers, we have homes. Like Steve was telling us recently about most of his and his wife's clients lately have been women.
Yeah.
Like we're buying houses, we're doing stuff on our own now. Like what do they gain in marriage? It would be the exact same thing, right?
Yeah.
What?
Nothing.
You about to say something smart?
I was about to say something
Completely
dumb.
misogynistic.
Yeah.
Of course. Of course.
Completely. I don't
But
want.
when you look at it from that standpoint of like what do people gain, it's you look at it from the standpoint like, yeah, you can keep doing all this stuff on your own. But like women getting married honestly just get to inherit a whole lot of, well, now you got an extra person to cook and clean for. Because that's the expectation for most people, right? Your wife becomes your mom.
Yeah. I don't really like. I don't really have anything, man. 'Cause I think marriage is great.
Mm-hmm.
I think we personally
Mm-hmm.
we have our challenges and
Move this so he doesn't knock this
we had
table
a
over.
shoot. It was funny, man. Yesterday we had a little challenge, man. And it
I don't remember yesterday.
when I was talking about setting up a schedule.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like, man, shoot. Sometimes I be like, man, the conversation goes sideways, and you be like, God, how did I get here? How do I reel it in? But it's like, hey, that's with life. But I have somebody to do that with.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I
You
didn't.
grow as a person through sacrifice and serving another person. The purpose of marriage has evolved over time. It's no longer a necessity, it's now a lifestyle enhancement. It should be like you can attain more with two people
Yeah,
than with one.
you done heard that from me before. But my thing or the thing that was like, I was like, man, yeah, I want to marry her or you
Mm-hmm.
was that I thought life with you would be better than life by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And better as far as like value. I was like, you brought value to me. Company, you
Mm-hmm.
know. Just all around just made me a better person because I had a person to care for in a manner that needed more thought process.
You also had food in your freezer.
Yeah, before you, I didn't have too much food. I was good with a bag of chicken and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches.
I ain't seen you eat a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
What's that thing that reminds you of poverty? Or I don't even want to say poverty, but a place you don't want to be in. And for me, it's foods. And it's certain foods I just don't eat anymore because it reminds me of a time in my life that I just didn't. I was happy, but I didn't have what I wanted. It was
Mm.
like a I knew I needed to eat, so this is what I have to eat.
If you have to go with food, I would say noodles. Although every so often I get a hankering for a lot of salt, and that's what I want. But we don't even have like any in the house. Like
Yeah,
if I decided I wanted a bowl of noodles
yeah,
of ramen, I would have to go to the store
yeah,
because it's not something that I keep in the house. And even when I get like the I really want some noodles and I buy some, I still would not buy nearly as many as I would buy in my broke college days
yeah,
or even my first moving to Georgia days.
yeah,
I used to buy Marie Callender's TV dinners. You
yeah.
can't pay me to eat one of
Right,
those now.
right.
Um,
Bless you, bless you.
like I used to buy the chicken Alfredo ones,
Yeah,
and like
them the ones I used to get.
I just can't do it
Yeah,
anymore. Real Alfredo sauce changed my life.
yeah. Um,
Um, I that would be it. Probably food,
yeah.
and I don't want to go back to my old car.
Right, right, right. Uh, that tickles. Thank you. Uh,
Tickle,
the big one
tickle.
for me is noodles,
Thank you. Tickle,
and
tickle.
it's crazy because growing up, ooh, Lily, come on, man. Liz's like, I'll knock all this stuff.
Not even on purpose.
The big thing for me is noodles.
Hmm.
Like even growing up, when I ate noodles,
What? Okay.
when I grew up, eating noodles was like I love noodles.
Hmm.
When I got in college, I learned how to like add cheese, add this, add ham, add. I started to add things to it, but now I can't eat them. Like they physically make me sick.
Yes. Yeah, we'll make some sausage when we get done.
What else? It's peanut butter and jelly sandwiches because that was my fallback on when I
Move
first
down.
moved. When I first moved down here,
Yeah.
like if I don't have nothing, I got some peanut butter and jelly.
I used to buy those Marie Calendar dinners because they were 10 for 10.
Yeah, I can't eat those either.
That's why I like
Those were college things.
I didn't eat those in college. But
When I found out about those, dude, what's up, man?
he probably wants to get back down. I just didn't want him right here because she just kicked that way. Deshawna said those frozen pizzas at the grocery store. We'll eat the DiGiorno ones.
Mm-hmm. Nah, she probably talking about the little bitty ones that she eats.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We'll eat the DiGiorno pizzas,
I eat those too.
but the little pizzas I can't do them. And Lily loves them. Like I think my mom was the one that introduced her to them
Yeah, I
when
don't
she
know.
stayed with my mom for 2 weeks.
I ain't got to the point where the little crustables, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, dub. Yeah, I like those.
Somebody, I was listening to another podcast
Somebody deep
alone.
fried it, didn't
They didn't deep fry them; they put them in the air fryer,
they?
and they were like, "It's perfect warmed up."
Yeah, with the cube
Okay.
pepperoni.
Yes, the cube pepperoni is what Lily eats. Okay,
and
you
the
don't have to
Italian
pull my hair.
sausage. Um,
Thank you for the
but
kisses.
it just reminds me of a place that I'm like, I'd rather not be
Okay.
there.
Okay. Stop.
Do you know? It's just it's just that thing, man. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how I got there.
I don't either.
I don't even remember. It's funny, man. These kids, boy. I'm here to tell you. What else we got on our list for today? I know it's
I'm gonna say,
something.
do you not have your phone?
You every time I ask, you pull your phone up. Oh, NBA playoff starts on April 15th, which is I think tomorrow.
Today.
Today's the 15th. Yeah.
Today is tax day.
It's called Survivor. Yes, it is. What is that? What does he have?
The cord.
Oh,
It looked like it's something in his mouth. That's what I'm looking at.
oh, is it?
I don't know. He like that.
Oh,
I can't feel if he chewing his tongue.
you gonna get up and look?
I'm going.
NBA playoff starts today, and this one I really started watching basketball. Basketball. We got Milwaukee versus Miami. Oh, Miami won. Boston versus Atlanta. Man, that'd be nice to go to one of those games.
That was the first playoff
That was
game you ever
that
went
was
to,
the
right?
first time I ever saw Boston play. And Isaiah Thomas put on a show. Philly versus Brooklyn, Cleveland versus New York. That's the East. You got Denver versus Minnesota, Memphis versus the Lakers.
And
So-
people are selling, like people I know in Memphis that have like season tickets and buy playoff tickets
Yeah.
are selling their tickets because they're like the Lakers are gonna kill Memphis. And I was like, I don't know.
The Lakers are gonna what, Memphis?
They said the Lakers are gonna kill Memphis. I was like, I don't know that.
The Lakers played in the play-in. Pick him up. Like, God, you don't hear him?
It wouldn't bother me.
Oh, that is not bothering me.
I'm not saying that that's what's going to happen. I'm saying that that is what people have said is going to happen. You looked at me like it was what I was thinking. I'm always going to root for Memphis,
Yeah.
even when they play Atlanta.
When they play the Celtics, I'm gonna root for the Celtics.
I'm still gonna root for Memphis.
But anybody else, yeah, man. One time for the home team.
Mm-hmm.
It's Atlanta Memphis and Boston for me. Nah, like what it is it's actually backwards.
Yeah,
The
he deals better with them crying than I do.
it's just today I was talking and she didn't say anything and he just wants to be picked up. Pick him up.
I had already been back there. We were done with that moment. And he wasn't crawling this way. He was just kind of sitting there.
Yeah, it's funny, man. I be like, I don't ignore them,
He
but if I'm
does.
watching TV, I have the
He
captions
ignores
on
them.
and they chill, do their thing,
They
and
don't chill for me the way that they chill
cause she always picking
allegedly
at them.
for them. Even if I'm not touching them. Like, just take the other day, I was upstairs trying to clean up our bedroom and he was screaming for no reason.
Yeah.
He wanted to be on the bed. I put him on our bed. Then he crawls to the edge like he's about to take a leap
Mm-mm.
for it.
He tries it.
I know he does. And I'm like, no, that's not going to
Your
happen.
sister's
So let me move
she's
you
watching
around.
TV, man. Yeah.
So I move him back to the floor. I walked in the bathroom. He falls out because I walked in the bathroom. The bathroom is in our room. So it was just like, at that point, that was a day that I was like, I'm going to have to not deal with this because you're just fussing to be fussing.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't sleepy. He wasn't wet. He wasn't hungry. It was just, where you going? Pick me up.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Um, oh, he threw your phone.
That's far.
You put this Louisiana woman sets the record for the world's largest afro.
Mm-hmm. It's a beautiful afro too.
Is it? I
Yeah.
remember when I had an afro.
I remember when I had an afro.
My afro wasn't that long ago. It was just what 4 5 months ago.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I locked my hair December 1st, so I had an afro up until from 2009 until December 2022.
Mm.
Maybe it wasn't 2009, 2010. I stopped relaxing my hair in 2009.
Uh, I never relaxed my hair. Just always been naturally curly.
Okay. Whatever floats your boat and
Yeah.
finds your lost remote.
Hey man, what are you doing?
Um, that's all that you have
Yeah.
listed here. I
What's up?
don't remember what I was just about to say.
I don't know. Oh man, Saturday. We try to do everything on Saturdays, man.
I try to do everything on Saturdays so that I don't have to take both kids by myself to do stuff. It'll be better once Lily is going to school. I only have to go out with one child, so I'll probably stop doing things on Saturdays as much. I'll just have to get everything done during the week, during the day, between work shifts.
I wish we had a day in between Saturday and Sunday. Like we can just call it extra day. Like I really do.
That would be helpful. I think that is going to definitely be difficult to get everything done once she starts doing extracurricular activities
Yeah.
because at some point she'll start doing like soccer and all of that stuff, and that stuff is automatically going to fall on
Hmm.
Saturdays. And then once we add him into the mix of having an extracurricular activity, Saturdays are going to be even worse. You're going to need a
Three
day to recover.
3 day weekend every week.
I keep seeing this stuff about a 4-day work week. Like, I know there's a book about it, but there's other countries talking about adopting a 4-day work week. And honestly, it would be beneficial.
Our country wouldn't do that.
It would be beneficial though. I've seen like smaller towns say that they're about to switch to a 4-day um school week. So 4 days on, 3 days off.
Yeah.
I always wonder how that works out for parents who are going to be working a traditional Monday through Friday job, because it would just be easier if you weren't working
Yeah.
for your kids to be home for, well, I won't say not working, but if your job also switched to this 4-day work week.
Yeah.
But even now, the way that school is designed, it's not designed for parents to have jobs. I
Mm-mm.
have to get you to school at 7:30, and then you're out of school before 3. But I have to get you to school, and then I still have to go to work. But I got to come pick you up before I've worked 8 hours.
It didn't have to make sense. They just had to do
That's what they did.
it.
So it's like putting your kid in school doesn't really work. Like I know growing up, my mom went to work before I went to school.
You know the funniest thing about this conversation
What?
is
You don't want to have
this.
it
No,
anymore?
this is something I'd never thought about prior to having a child that's about to go to school.
Yeah,
It's like, man, I ain't never think about that.
I did. I thought about it. Well, I had thought about it once I had a child, period. The going to school part, it
Yeah.
just amplifies it because it's going to be my reality. But
What's the most random thought you had this week?
I don't know.
Mine was the story of them panties getting on the parking lot. Like, how did they get here? Like, because we was at Home Depot. Why are there panties out at Home Depot?
Mhm. Some people should be off on Friday and some people should be off on Monday. I agree.
I would take a Monday than a Friday. Only because I like to roll into the week instead of on the back end.
My job, the workload decreases by Friday. So I
Mm,
would actually go to work on Friday
yeah,
to be off Monday because Mondays are heavier days
yeah.
for us. The school calendar was built on the patriarchal structure of mothers not working outside the home. Absolutely. And like, even when you look at like the rules and stuff surrounding, like, well, not rules, but like all of the days that kids get out of school, like kids are out of school for a week for Thanksgiving. They just
Yeah.
like add Thanksgiving to the fall break and have them out of school for a full 5 days. You can't, as a parent, take off as many days that kids get out of school. They're out 2 weeks for winter break, a week for fall break slash Thanksgiving. They got spring break for a week. You're already at 4 weeks of vacation
Mm-hmm.
right there. And then you add in summer.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
And everybody looks at it like, well, mom needs to take off work.
Or
Or mom
dad.
has to figure it out. Nobody ever says dad needs to take off work.
Do you hate dads?
No. I'm who says dads need to take off work
I do.
outside of you
I
being
don't,
the dad?
I don't know. We just don't have that conversation. We do what we got to
I would
do.
like to see kids in school 6 days a week. I was actually looking at one point into year-round school. They get more breaks off from school,
Yeah.
but they go to school in the summer. So
Oh.
like they get like a 2 week summer break. They get a like a 2 week break every season
Mm-hmm.
instead of being off the whole
Yeah.
summer.
Do they finish school faster?
I don't know. I don't know.
That's something I never looked into either.
I didn't look at the full school calendar because again, didn't have kid going to school
Mm-hmm.
when I was looking into it. I was
Yeah.
just like this. Somebody mentioned that their kids are in a school like that. We're calm,
You
Lily.
calm down.
You calm down.
She be saying stuff like she giving away cars, like
You
Oprah did.
get a car. You get a car. You get a car. Lily, please stop.
What are you doing, man? Well,
Anywho, go ahead.
look, I'm finna say this conversation has slowed. Oh, yeah, man, we finna get on out of here, man.
I
Um,
don't want you to flirt.
got a lot of stuff to do today, and hopefully I can get it all accomplished. But thank you guys for joining us for another week um, at the coffee break today.
I know as soon as we hit end broadcast, both of them gonna disperse and not talk to us at all.
Right, right. Not gonna say anything. They're gonna go in their own little way, do what they need to do. I'm gonna go water the grass. That's such an old statement. I'm gonna go water my grass,
I think
man.
I'm gonna go buy some tomato tone.
Oh, okay. But yeah, man, thank you guys for joining us today for the coffee break. We really appreciate it. If you haven't, go subscribe to the YouTube channel, follow us on Instagram and social and I was gonna say social media, Facebook and TikTok on at August Love Story. The YouTube channel is August Love Story, obviously. What else we got? Oh, we had a podcast episode come out Wednesday. Go check that out if you haven't already and leave a comment. We were talking about like the effects of reality TV on marriage or relationships. Also check out our Married at First Sight review. That's out now. And tomorrow we'll be joining Jack and Glenn and Talisa Ray with a super panel on the review for this past episode for Married at First Sight as well. Um, and Lily's just in the camera.
She's just over here.
Hey, but we love you guys. Thank you guys again. And we are out.
Bye,
Peace.
y'all. Tell them bye, Lily. Oh.